Welcome back to Rika's View and Aokana. This is your host Flair Blitz here, and welcome back to Aokana. Today's a real scorcher, and it just so happens to be the first day of our school as well. It's September, so it's time for the second semester to start at Kunoha. Wait, what? Second semester? Masaya-san! We're finally done with classes, and as soon as we are, Asuka practically flings herself toward my seat. I can start practice again today! I can start practice again today! There's no need to repeat yourself, Asuka. She's just excited, okay? I'm just so happy I don't have to hold back anymore. I finally get to fly again. Ah, let's start practice right away. Sure, but before that, Asuka. Yes? You know that Rika's practicing with us now, right? Yes, of course, I know that. Why? If you notice anything at all, just let me know, no matter what it is. Show me through actions if you need to. I give you permission for anything. Okay? Asuka doesn't seem to understand, but I move on anyway. Well, let's get to practice. Come on! Right. Confused by the wording. And so... breathing in and out. A deep emotional breath. I'm coming back to practice, starting today. Hell yeah. Yay! It's lovely to have you back. I feel like a part of our heart was missing from this practice session. This is going to be great. I'm surprised you actually listened to Masaya and didn't show up once. Knowing you, it must have been really hard staying away. Oh, it was. But I knew seeing you all practice would make me want to join in, which would make my injury worse. Luckily. Coach gave me a ton of DVDs. I used a stall to do some stair-stepping and work out my legs as I watched them. DVDs? For Masaya? Hold up. You're going to think of something dirty, aren't you, Masaki? The contents of them must be far too abnormal for us to even imagine. Abnormal? They won't. Why'd you always go out of your way to make me look like a perv? Well, I mean you are, Misaki. I'm just speaking the truth. Okay, perv to perv. Oh, come on. You're making me sound like a total scumbag. The only things on those discs were FC matches. I watched them all to train my mind. It kind of felt like I was practicing inside my head, so staying at home didn't feel all that bad. You were practicing? Inside your head? Yes, it was so satisfying. Asuka-san, you're sort of incredible. Huh? How so? She's right. You're insane, Asuka. Misaki claps Rika on the back while laughing. Asuka, you had a wrist injury, so I was going to keep you away from any actual matches for now. Okay. I'm probably going too easy on her, but better be safe than sorry. We'll start with field flying, same as always. Okay. Oh yeah. Final episode. Oh, what never changes. Asuka stands beside me, staring up at everyone else while they practice. How does being back at practice feel? It's amazing. I focused on the basic strength training you taught me while I was away, so it feels like my form's more stable than ever. I see. Maybe this was a blessing in disguise then. There's a silver lining to everything, huh? I guess so. Asuka mutters as she looks backward toward the field. Oh. You okay? Fidgeting. You okay? Well, that move Rika-chan and Mashiro-chan are practicing. Oh, that one. Rika charges in at Mashiro head first, pushing her toward the water, the suicide. Yep. I've been having them study the technique as part of our anti-Kowabochi plan. Asuka's still fidgeting. What's up? Need to use the bathroom? No, that's not it. Asuka fixes her gaze on me. It's almost like she wants to try and practice it. We're practicing that for if we have to face people who play dirty, right? Yeah. So you're assuming we'll have to face Kurobochi-san then? Yeah. Asuka only beat Kurobochi because she was disqualified, and Rika's never even played her, so no one's actually lost to her, but if you lost to a speeder, you'd want to practice taking on speeders, right? Not only does working on your weakness make you physically stronger, but it also makes you mentally stronger. Yeah, going into a match thinking, I've conquered my weakness, rather than just, I have weaknesses, can lead to completely different outcomes. Indeed it can. For better or worse, Rika can't move forward unless she defeats Kurobochi. Personally, I'm fine with just ignoring her, but this is a hurdle Rika wants to transcend. Is that so? Yeah, I know it sounds a bit melodramatic, but it's the plain truth. Oh no. I think you're right. Asuka suddenly raises her voice. What's up? Asuka sort of curls up, drawing in a deep breath. I'm going to the calligraphy club. The calligraphy club? Why? See you later. Fly. Yeah, what is with that? Honestly. Hey! Asuka flies away before I could stop her. I feel like I've inspired her somehow, but why is she going to the calligraphy club? I don't get it. Maybe something related to FC. I'm back! Hey, gonna tell me why you flew off now? She also changed some of her practice gear into her flight suit. I have a friend at that club, and they let me borrow their calligraphy paper, pen and ink. Cool, but what does calligraphy have to do with anything? I never had the urge to indulge in that hobby. I'm gonna use it to make a declaration of intent! A what now? Asuka spins around on the spot. Rika-chan! She yells up toward the field. Huh? Rika stops practicing and descends towards Asuka. What's wrong? Asuka stomps her feet on the ground, drawing herself up to full height as she thrusts the letter out toward Rika. Huh? Rika freezes in confusion. What's going on? Well, what's all this? Everyone's crowded around Asuka. What'd you write? I walk around Asuka to get a look at the front of the paper. Huh? The calligraphy is pretty bad, but challenge. Right. Asuka, I'm sorry to say this, but this is the first thing you've ever done that's a complete waste of time. I see. I never would have guessed this was why she flew off. Why she flew off? What does that mean? Rika tilts her head, clearly confused. She's challenging you to a duel. It's time for a showdown. You mean, what? I have to fight Asuka-san? Mishiro. I'm putting 500 yen on Asuka-senpai. Okay, I'm putting 300 Rika-chan. Hey, don't start betting on them. I'm not trying to start a fight. I just want to have an FC match with you, Rika-chan. You do? Rika glances over at me. Well, why not? What? Are you sure about this, Masaya-san? You've finished warming up, so there's nothing stopping you. Well, I suppose you're right. Asuka seems to have made a full recovery. Plus, I thought you wanted to face her. Yes, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but I'm happy to take Asuka-san on. Don't be happy, this is a challenge. A duel. A fight. You could be happy still. Well, it's not a fight, but it is a How does that make any sense? For goodness sakes. I finally make out the look on Asuka's eyes. Oh, I get it now. Okay, once Rika's changed into her flight suit, we'll start the match. You sure you should be letting Asuka-chan play a match on her first day back? I tested her a bunch and she seems to be back at full strength. It should be fine. You're saying if someone begs and screams, you'll let them do whatever they want, huh? That's some useful information. Oh, for goodness sakes. I wouldn't let them do anything, but I definitely won't stop them from practicing more. Ugh, boring. Right? Okay, let's start the match. I'll be the second for both of you, but I won't give any actual instructions. Yeah, otherwise the other person will know. Rika, Asuka, head over to first. Okay, fly! Take off! The two of them say their activation keys, then fly away. Misaki, can you be the referee? Sure. Hold on, Misaki. I call her over. Sup? I lower my voice. Go easy on any rule violations. You sure? Shouldn't I be stricter than usual since it's Asuka's first day back and all? No, don't worry about that. Rika won't do anything too rough. Well, okay. Yeah, Misaki stares over at two girls hovering near first. May as well let Asuka do what she wants. Exactly, I'm counting on you. Okay, ready for liftoff. Great. Misaki says her activation key. If I'm right about what Asuka intends to do, then she's trying to help Rika. Though I've gotta say, it'll be a pretty rough lesson. Why is everyone here so damn stubborn? I smile wearily. So like, I'm gonna be the ref. Thank you. Asuka turns towards Rika with a confused expression on her face. Rika-chan, why are you practicing here instead of Takafuji? Well, I wanted to broaden my horizons by taking in new sights here at Kinohama. Wow, how diligent. I thought I would get stuck in a rut if I only practiced at Takafuji, so I took this chance to join all of you. Are you sure this isn't just an excuse? Huh? What other reason could I have? I'm just wondering if you actually came here for SC at all. Huh? Why else would I be here? For Masaya-san, by my goodness sakes. I was just thinking, maybe you're only here because you want to spend more time with Masaya-san. Am I wrong? You are. I came here to practice, I swear. You mean you're using practice as an excuse to see Masaya-san? That's not what I said at all. That's enough. Rika-chan, we don't want to delay this match too long, yeah? Asuka-san is the one who's acting strange. Huh? Really? Why are you playing dumb? Who cares? Just stop talking already. Okay. Understood. Let's stop our chat here, Rika-chan. Asuka-san. Yeah, Rika's the one who doesn't have anything to blame for. It's Asuka who started it. Alright, let's start. Ready, set, and go! There we go. And they both lift off. The two of them start at the exact same time. Asuka's an all-rounder while Rika's a speeder. Normally Rika would score the first buoy while Asuka would jump to the second line to wait. La la la. However, Asuka glides forward along the line instead, and she's humming to herself happily as she does. An all-rounder's initial velocity gives them the advantage on the first line, but they'll be left in the dust by line 2 or 3. Here she comes! Rika is gradually approaching Asuka, who's ahead of her. Once she's about level with Asuka's shoulders, Asuka turns to face her. You're so fast, Rika-chan! Rika seems kind of angry as she turns to face Asuka. I am a speeder. Huh? Asuka stretches out an arm to block Rika. Gotcha! And she manages to touch Rika's shoulder. Righty-ho, so this is still the first line. The two of them are pushed away from each other by the recoil. For having initialed the touch, Asuka regains her form first. And despite her momentarily ruined form, the recoil has pushed her further ahead so she hasn't lost any speed. On the other hand, Rika got sent backwards, meaning she's slowed down considerably. Rika turns towards Misaki, who's refereeing. Foul play! She cheated! Huh? What? She just cheated! Contact on the first line is forbidden. That's the most basic rule of FC. Asuka-san touched me. She did? Of course she did! Well, I didn't see anything. I doubt she did it on purpose, so I'm just going to let things continue. What? I've been watching in silence, but I choose to finally speak up. Rika, there will be times when the referee won't stop play because of a rule violation. You need to focus on the match when that happens. There's no point complaining. Understood. Asuka comes to a halt in front of the second and turns around. Rika-chan. What is it? Do you mind if I touch this boy? Or should I let you do it? No, please go ahead. I'll move over to the second line then. Asuka uses the recoil from touching second to start heading down the second line. Rika jumps over to it as well as starts chasing Asuka down, sorry. Oh, you're right at my tail, huh? Well, I doubt I can beat a speeder in a race, so... Asuka starts up a scissor to get into position to touch Rika's back. And what's she doing? Rika slows down and attempts to be more careful. Normally when your opponent tries to use scissors or a similar maneuver, you fly as fast as possible to shake them off. That's also what speeders excel at, but be instant on the first line as Rika playing scared. Let's have a dogfight, Rika-chan. No! You left me no other choice then. And... both arms like a stab beat of pincers, tempting Rika towards her. Ah! Rika slows to a crawl. All Asuka's doing is threatening to use the pincer on her. I've already taught Rika how to deal with it, so there should be no sweat. Things have been going great during practice, but her diligent personality shows itself at times like this. Here I come! Asuka does a rotation in the air through a sharp angled high yo-yo, aiming to get behind Rika's back. No! Ah! Rika's lost her composure. She's lured forward by Asuka's movements, which exposes her back. She could have easily played dirty there again. Rika uses the force from being touched to dive into a low yo-yo and head towards third. Ah! Asuka, matching Rika's timing, also heads towards the boy. Asuka's movements are so smooth it's hard to imagine she hasn't practiced in such a long time. Rika! Asuka's chasing your back. If you go straight for third, you'll be in trouble. No! I know what's on Rika's mind right now. The memories of Asuka's match with Kawabochi and how Asuka got concussed. The sight of Kawabochi chasing after Asuka from behind, arms and legs spread out to pincer her. That's what Asuka's trying to do. She's trying to make it as if she is Kawabochi. Rika leans forward and flies towards the underside of the boy. Seeing this, I'll just take the boy then. Asuka says that and slowly touches the boy, using to soar down the third line. Oh dear. Rika's shoulders heave. I understand. Understand what? Asuka sounds acting like Kawabochi to help me, right? In a way, yeah, but I bet it's a little different from what you think. What do you mean? Asuka isn't just copying Kawabochi, she's becoming her. She's not copying her, but is her... Kawabochi tries to provoke her opponents with words to make them uneasy, to plant fear of them to gain the upper hand. She does it all to win, and that's what Asuka's doing now. She's come to understand Kawabochi's inner workings, so she's not just copying her on a surface level. You've been prepared to face rough opponents, right? Yes, there was nothing wrong with how you were practicing, but now that you're afraid, you can't put what you've learned to use, can you? I can't. Rika's reply is tinged with frustration. Listen, this is what Kawabochi's style is all about. You've prepared yourself for it, but you still get caught up within it. What am I supposed to do? The answer to that question is the playstyle you wish to have, Rika, and it's the playstyle I want to teach you. Huh? Rika looks over at Asuka, then looks back at me. To have fun while you're flying, to enjoy FC. Even in situations like this? Yes, of course. But my opponent's a cheater. How am I? That's what makes it fun. Huh? There are people out there who are so desperate to score a win that they resort to cheating. Did you think it's fun facing people with such strong desires? I don't understand. Playing against opponents who are passionate about something is fun. I think I get it, but they use fear and panic to try and win. But if you understand that and can still face them, it's fun. Playing FC is always fun, no matter your opponent. Masaya-san, you're incredible. Do you really feel that way? I don't. Huh? If I did, I never would have quit FC. but you kept playing even after meeting someone like Karabochi. That means you have what it takes. I do? Having fun is about being proactive while you play, taking in the fear and unrest and still moving forward. You can do that, Rika. How can you be so sure? Because I've watched you, Rika. I've seen how much you love FC. Doing something you love is always fun, right? Yes? I get that you hate foul play, but that's part of FC. The more things you love, the more things you enjoy. Right. I think you can learn to love all aspects of FC, Rika. Right. She gives me a firm nod. At this point, Asuka slides into our conversation. Listen. You set your headset to broadcast to me too. Oh. You're so passionate, Coach. Knock it off. You're embarrassing me. You were so cool. So, can we end the match here? Sure, I think you got the point across, Asuka. Asuka approaches Rika, and I bet that aspect of Asuka teasing Rika earlier about Masaya-san was also a way to provoke her. I'm sorry for being so mean, Rika-chan. What? Asuka-san? Asuka bows really deep to the point where I'm worried about her poor spine. If I told you in advance, I didn't think it would have done much good. Thank you so much. Now it's Rika's turn to bow deeply to Asuka. I now know that the way I've been going at SC is all wrong. My thoughts are too single-minded. No problem. If you have fun and fly just like you do in practice, I'm sure you can beat anyone, even Karabochi-san. Yes, at least. No, I think I can win. Man, Asuka was getting so carried away that I started getting scared. Huh? I was? But I thought I was taking it pretty seriously. If you were serious about what you said back there, then you're heading in a bad direction. No. That wasn't what I meant. I was just trying to say things to throw you off. Oh, please say something, Masaya-san. Well, I think private matters are best sorted out in private. Why would you act all mature now? I know you didn't mean it. Thank you, seriously. Rika-chan? What is it? You don't, hate me now, do you? Well, that depends on how you act from here on out, I guess. No way! Aww. The first practice session in our second semester has proven to be a very valuable experience for Rika. Though it does feel like she's holding some sort of grudge, so I decided to just make my escape. I mean, what else can I do, really? And here we are back here. Aww. There's one seat missing where the previous prez would be. Now that you're all here, there's something I'd like to say. Something I've been hiding. This is our first after-practice meeting of the second term. And so, what better time to clear the air? You have? What is it? Maybe he's been judging us based on... No! Shut up! Stop it! Vande, grande, tall, short. What is this? Shittlebox. And for record, I'm not judging any of your boobs. By the way, Shittlebox to chain of coffee shops here in Shittle City, yes. And the sizes that she just mentioned are sizes of the coffee cups. I seriously doubt they got permission to use that name. I smell a lawsuit coming. So then every time I talk, you mentally tag me as some short caramel machine. That's so cool. Don't you think lattes feel more Bobby? Bobby latte. Sounds kind of kinky, doesn't it? Don't you think I'll be a Venti or Grande? Straight to the top two options, huh? Oh, how great it must be to win the genetic lottery. I'm just asking. Winners just don't understand, do they? They really don't. How sad that we have to continue our lives as a tall and a short. So, do you think I can get to the point already? It's getting out of hand. Fine. Silence at last. Though I know it won't last long. In fact, I'm sure things will get noisier than ever after my next announcement. The other person involved with it looks nervous as well. But I know we need to say this now, or it'll just complicate things down the line. Screw it, here goes nothing. It's now or never. Rika and I are dating. Yeah, dumbfounded, isn't it? Huh? Didn't expect this. I expected them all to go nuts and bombard me with questions, but everyone's just strangely silent. What the hell? Masaya? Misaki speaks up, unable to take the silence. Yes, what is it? Is that all you were hiding? Well, yeah. Misaki's shoulders slump. She's clearly disappointed. So guys, what's... Madoka interrupts me. Sorry, but we all knew. You must have peeked in somehow, didn't you? What? Somehow we're the most surprised ones in the room? But I didn't even tell anyone. You didn't need to, it was pretty obvious. Seeing you together in the club room was more than enough. I mean, you two always stayed behind together, or you came up with reasons to practice late. Well, yeah, I'm Rika's coach. But you also stare at her the whole time she's flying. You always look at her while she's warming up too. Aww. You stare at her while she's resting as well. You should see the grin on your face, senpai. Give me a break already. God damn it! Now I look like an idiot for thinking it was ever a secret. Actually, I sort of had an inkling myself. Wait, seriously? It was just a hunch, but seeing the way you two act around each other, I figured it might be true. So then, what you're saying during the match? I'm sorry, I just wanted to see how you'd react. What the hell? Like, what the actual hell? Do they have any idea how hard it was to say that? They're making all my work worthless? I should be happy that no one's taking it poorly. But this is kind of a letdown. I'm sorry that I ended up in a relationship with your coach. Oh, that's fine, you can take him. Just lend him to us when you have time. I'm fine with you keeping him forever. Wow. I hope the two of you will be happy. That's what I'm talking about. Asuka's genuine response almost bringing me to tears notwithstanding, of course. Well, I guess we'll move to the main topic then. Huh? Isn't this a part where we get to interrogate you? Yeah, give us a ditz. Are you trying to kill me? I'm gonna have to be really careful. It'd be a disaster if they caught any dirt on me. Probably. What is the main topic? The main topic that was not oh, here we go. Right, so about the fall tournament. We're going to decide on our goals for the fall tournament now. Due to everything that happened over the summer break, we haven't really had a chance to go over it yet. I was thinking now's a good time to decide on our main goals. I write, make the top 4 on the whiteboard. The top 4, huh? That's pretty tough. At this point, I feel like I've lost already. Having an ambitious goal is all well and good, but don't you think this is a bit too much, coach? Look closer. I point to the text above. Make the top 4. Huh? There's something really tiny up there. Yeah, it's a yellow thing. There's a cat to the left. Whose is this? Okay, lost property. Zoom. There. Well, aside the yellow pin thing, there's nothing really else. I can't read it. It's too faint. Oh. Where is it? Takafuji's Oh, Takafuji, huh? No, Takafuji is going to make the top 4. What? They don't seem to like this. I mean, we did practice together, so in a way, it kind of feels like we're the same club. But it still feels like cheating. You're the kind of guy who'd back all the horses in a horse race to keep yourself from being a loser, huh? Wow, rude much. Look, I have an actual reason for this. Explain. As you all know, the Kawabochi incident has kept Takafuji from practicing for quite a while. But that's all done now, isn't it? Yeah, now being the key word there. That doesn't change the fact that we've had less time to practice. And less practice usually leads to worse results. Sure, things like a week of specialized training can help people compete, but that's not the case here. practicing less in general, or not at all, harms a person's ability to play. And there wasn't much time between the summer and fall tournaments to begin with, so it made things hard for them. I'm sorry, this is all my school's fault. This is Kawabuchi's fault, nothing else's! Oh come on, it's got nothing to do with you, Rika-chan. She's right, this isn't your problem. But stop it! It's fine, we just have to work together now. Yeah, like Mashiro said, that's what we're gonna do. Huh? There will be no Takafuji or Kunohama at this tournament. I want us to work together. Tackling this separately will just lead to all of us exposing our weaknesses earlier. So this time, and this time alone, we'll work together. That should help us achieve the results we desire. I get it. It all makes sense. We can show our hardships and get through it with the power of numbers. In that case, I am aiming for the top 4 makes sense. It's decided then. Yes! Takafuji's going to make the top 4. Good. This is our target for the next tournament. And so the Kunohama FC club has decided on a goal for the fall tournament. There's less than a month before it begins, but this should help raise morale. All that's left to do is train up everyone's techniques, thought processes, and mental fortitude as much as possible. There's a mountain of things we have to do, but I believe it'll turn out well. There's a lot at stake here. You never fail to come up with the most interesting of ideas. Should I take that as a compliment because of that strange smile? Partially, perhaps. Honestly, I'm somewhat dumbfounded. Sorry. Schools are allotted a fixed number of interns per tournament, so simply having more students doesn't give us an advantage. You're correct. However, it would be most stimulating for us at Takafuji and give us another good opportunity to observe players from other schools. I believe this joint objective between our schools would be to be a good idea. Thus, I, Shatowin, president of our club, approve it. Thank you very much. However, simply agreeing upon on a joint goal is no fun at all. I require something more. I'd have thing you'd say that. Huh? So now that we've agreed on a joint goal, I'd like to suggest that we hold another joint training camp. You have thought this through then, huh? I'll take that as a half compliment again. By the way, how is Ichino-san doing? Oh, she's doing great. I think she might place pretty high at the fall tournament. What wonderful news. Though at this rate, she might get too comfortable around you and never return to Takafuji, as she fathomed it out as well. But that won't happen. Oh ho ho ho, I'm merely joking. That didn't sound like a joke to me. Shatowin-san's face immediately shifts back to a serious one. We do need that girl here at Takafuji. I'll be sure to bring her back after the fall tournament. Yeah, I figure that'd be a good time too. I wonder what Ichino's will be able to teach us upon her return after having received your guidance. I read it as gratitude at first. Masaya Hinata. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it as well. Though I feel it's better to say she's learned from everyone at Kunohama. Well, that aside, I'm real interested in how things will turn out when it's Rika's turn to do the teaching. Maybe I'll have Shatowin-san let me observe it in secret, though I feel Rika wouldn't be too happy about that. Okay, I should get going. My, leaving so soon? You really did only come here to discuss that matter then? Yes, there's still one more person I have to speak to. Thought so. I see. So you'll be trying to make the top 4 alongside Takafuji, huh? Yes. After talking to Shatowin-san, I report our decision to our advisor, Aoi-san. Honestly, this is what I'm most worried about. Sure, we have our reasons, but we've basically lowered our initial goal. I'm fully prepared for her to reject the proposal. Okay, good luck. Come see if you ever need any help. Wait, what? She's accepting our decision far more easily than I ever could have imagined. Aoi-san. What? Is that all? Really? Like I said before, there's nothing else for me to say. This is your decision, Masaya. She doesn't seem angry at all. If anything, she seems to truly believe in her answer. You said that you felt something similar to you in Echino's when you decided to coach her, right? Right. Have you saved her? I'm still in the process, but I think I'm helping her at least. I see. That's good to hear. I still remembered what you did for me, Aoi-san. Did something bad happen? You can always come to me if something's wrong. Yes, it all started back then, and so I can never forget those words Aoi-san said to me. But now I want to repeat them to someone else who's stuck in the same place I once was. You still remember all that? Yes. It's too bad I wasn't able to accept your offer. Don't worry about it. Neither of us were being honest with ourselves back then. But you were only qualified to help Echino's because of how things turned out, right? That makes it all okay. Right. I pathetically brushed aside the hand that Aoi-san painstakingly extended toward me. I kept my problems bottled up because of my pitiful pride, and before I knew it, I'd lost my place to belong. So if there's anything I can do, I'll do it, because I don't want Rika to end up like me. Nothing is ever pointless in life. I feel like you taught me that day, Masaya. I did? Yes, you've grown. Far more than I ever have, even. Don't know about that. I know she's referring to something specific, just not what. You showed consideration for the weak, both with Echino's and now your joint goal with Takafuji. Only people who experience an innate kindness can do that. I think it's a wonderful thing. Thank you very much. Honestly, I understand what Aoi-san is saying, but I'm not sure if I'm as capable as she says. Still, I agree that I've grown. At least now I can see value in things other than winning. Maybe I should be taking teaching lessons from you. You're going way too far, Aoi-san. I'm counting on you, Masaya. Sheesh. So yeah, everyone agreed. That evening I tell Rika about how everything went. Apparently both her parents will be home late, so I've been allowed in her room despite the time. I see. Shatowin-senpai did too. Rika smiles when I tell her about Shatowin-san. Come to think of it, I never did ask you, Rika. Oh? What kind of person is Shatowin-san? Senpai is... It's hard to describe her, but she's a very considerate person. Naturally, this means she's very popular, and she always shows concern for everyone's well-being. So our club members love her. When we initially saw Shatowin-san at the very first point in the game which we saw her, she did not depict that kind aura. I thought she was going to be some sort of annoyance, a bully of sorts. But she was just competitive at time against Prez. So that competitive did give off a little bit of an eek. Well, I've actually grown to really like her in this game. Yeah, I get that. There is one thing I dislike about her though. Oh, what's that? Senpai always uses san when referring to anyone younger than her. I know she isn't an arrogant person, but... yeah, she definitely comes off arrogant at times. But I know her well enough to know that isn't true. It makes me a bit sad sometimes, thinking about how she's keeping a distance between us all. But I suppose I might just be overthinking things. Right. You're so diligent, Rika. I bet she's never gotten angry at you. Yes, the most I've gotten is a light scolding. I'd kinda like to see that happen. Her getting mad at you, I mean. That would be terrifying. Yeah, I can see that. I can imagine the underclassmen bursting into tears at the sight of such an imposing girl flying into a fit of rage. Like Kowabochi. Instead, you don't want to face Kowabochi. Maybe she knows that, which is why she tries to remain calm at all times. Masaya-san? Yeah? I'm really happy about our goal. Yeah, I didn't want whatever we decided on stress people out. This goal isn't stressful at all. Glad to hear that. Right? You've taught me so many new things, Masaya-san. I'm glad I finally realized that not everything is about winning or losing. I didn't come up with a joint goal for any special reason. I just want to lower the pressure on my players' shoulders. If other good things happen as a result of that, then perhaps I really have grown. Is this what you meant, Aoi-san? I really do wonder. Though I'm sure I won't get a real answer for a while. So what should we do next weekend, Masaya-san? We decided on a goal for this tournament and adjusted our training schedule accordingly. However, though Takafuji's agreed to a joint training camp, it hasn't actually started just yet. And that means we have a very small gap in our schedules. Rika, tomorrow's Sunday. Yes, it is. What about it? Want to go on a date? Yes, a date, of course. What? Why are you so surprised? Her reaction would have been more appropriate for a plot twist like, Shana-san was a girl all along, or something. I mean, you're talking about going on a date, but the two of us will be alone, in public. Oh, perhaps what you really meant to say was a... What do you mean a double date? That includes 2 more people! It'll be just the 2 of us. Aww. If you don't... What? Please wait a moment. Rika cuts me off. Could you just give me 5 minutes? Sure, take as long as you need. Thank you. Please wait a moment. Rika stops me in my tracks and whips out her prized laptop. That's the one she used to update her blog, right? I think this is the first time I've seen her using it in front of me. Indeedy Roonies. What the heck? We spend most of our time together talking, so she's never really had a reason to use it before. Now I can go without making any compromises. Rika's dead serious. She's staring at the screen so hard I'm starting to get curious. What are you looking at? Let's take a quick peek. What do you think you're doing? Rika gets angry and forces me back into my seat. Huh? Oh, sorry. Wait, why did I apologize? I didn't do anything wrong. Sheesh, you mustn't. The girl's laptop is filled with indescribable secrets. Yes, it's the same with boys, but yet boys are always the one who are, how do you call it? More commonplace, for goodness sakes. What? It is? But that just makes me want to look more. Yeah. What's she writing? Maybe it's about me. Thinking about it too hard will give me a migraine, so I'd better stop here. Huh? There aren't any big events going on tomorrow. Is there not now? That's perfect. Whenever big events happen on this island, flight areas get restricted. It doesn't seem like we have any issues going to Iron Mall. If anything, it should be relatively quiet. Hey, wait! You already decided we're going to be Iron Mall? Yes, if that's fine with you, Masaya-san. Oh, sure. There's nothing particularly wrong with that, I guess. I just had a place in mind. It's just, we're finally going on a real date, but she wants to go somewhere where we've been already. Seems kind of lame, you know. Let's enjoy ourselves. Rika runs her hands over mouse and keyboard like a pro. It's weird how good she is at this, when you consider how much trouble her internet connection was giving her at one point. Indeed. There's a problem with using someone else's Wi-Fi. All that's left is checking the weather. Is it going to rain? Yay, perfect. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. Supposed is the word of the hour. Rika's serious expression has been gradually softening. So, yes? You still haven't actually given me an answer. Rika's eyes widen as she realizes her mistake. Well, I mean... Her expression is more serious than I've ever seen. I'd love to. It would make me the happiest woman in the world. She finally answers. That settles it then. Want to head out at 10? Okay. Well, guess I should get home and rest up. I stand up and about to head to the door when... Masaya-san? Rika stops me in place. What now? I'm really happy you asked me on a date. I love you. So, good night. Night. Aww. I've been planning on having Sunday be a day off anyway. Too much practice kills motivation, especially in the case of Misaki and Mishiro. I'm just glad that Rika's even more happy about my invitation than I thought. I love you, huh? Holy sheesh. How do 3 simple words hold so much power? It's not for words, it's for a combination of words. Love you you love. It's hard to keep myself from grinning like a fool. Gotta try and sleep. I guess hypothetically you could say that about if any of the other girls would have, I don't know, say that they love you. The next day, the skies are as clear as Rika said. The weather is perfect, and the seagulls are all in the same place as they were on the previous days. It's almost like if it's a CG. Weather's perfect. Normally I'd say this is perfect weather for SC, but not today. The clock has finally hit 10. Okay, let's go. I kick my tense body into action and walk out of my house. Don't be tense, man! Good morning. Rika's already waiting outside. She isn't wearing her uniform today. Morning. I'm kind of nervous. Guess we're in the same boat. Have we met in front of our houses like this before? We have. And coincidentally, we're going to the same place. But today's not a coincidence, is it? Nope. Intentional. Today's the first time we've arranged to go somewhere together in advance. This is all so new, which makes it exciting. Let's get going. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised. About where we're going? Rika checked online. Then she said she wants to go to Iron Mall, which is where everyone always goes. I'd considered it a possible option, so I didn't object, but I can't say I expected it either. Yeah, we can go to the Iron Mall whenever. Well, I do have a reason. Is it because of fried chicken? You do? It's a secret. I can't tell you yet. Oh, okay. Is that why he was being angry and secretive yesterday evening? I wonder what it could be. Before long we arrive at Iron Mall. It's Sunday, so there are families all over the place. Plus there are also some other couples around. One of us! One of us! One of the couples! Oh yeah! There's a show based on the popular kids anime going on in the lobby, meaning it's crowded with people. The booth for lost children has already taken action with a store attendant desperately trying to soothe a sobbing girl. This is just like every weekend at Iron Mall. And it's always the same girl as well. Now, where did Rika run off to? There are multiple reasons that I am looking around the mall. Number 1, the moment we got here, Rika ran off on her own. She said, please wait right here. Number 2, she hasn't come back yet. She never gave me a time frame, actually. Number 3, there's nothing else I can do to kill time. All the stores I'm interested in are on the 2nd floor. Maybe she wanted to pick up something from a nearby store? No, she would have just asked me to tag along if that was true. Left with nothing else to do, I killed time people watching. Masaya-san! Rika finally returns, completely out of breath. I'm sorry I made you wait so long. Oh, it's fine, but what got into... Oh. I thought so! We came here last time for chicken, and now this time for chicken as well. That does look delicious. Bags full of piping hot chicken swing from each of Rika's hands. You went to buy those? Yes! She gives me an incredibly cheerful reply. Those bags are from a different store, and so Chickenlicious, they say TLC. Tendies, Love and Care. It's an off-brand of KFC. Even ignoring that terrible pun, this does seem to be different from what we had last time. This isn't the same chicken, huh? Yeah, they have a new shop today, and I really want to try it. Rika's so happy about this chicken that you'd think she's talking about clothes or jewelry. Wow. Is this why he wants to come to Iron Mall? Yes. She mutters, clearly embarrassed. I couldn't admit that my main goal was this fried chicken, so... So you suggest we come here on our date? I don't mind that she wanted this fried chicken, but is it a rather odd match for her personality? Yeah. It seems like something that Masaki would recommend, not Rika. But this fried chicken really is amazing. She thrusts a bag in front of my eyes. It's a famous store in Furuya City that's apparently every bit as good as the ones in Nakatsu City. It always gets 4 or 5 stars on Yelp. Apparently it's been more mature, sweet and salty taste. It has, okay. But the owner keeps the source a secret. This is the first time appearing in Shitu City. Knowing all that, I was super interested in checking it out. And when I found out they were opening a store here, I knew I just had to come. So when the chance came to do it with you, I just... She's getting closer. Rika finally notices the dumbfounded expression on my face. Aww, Anyway, have a bite. Rika holds her back out towards me. Sure, thanks. This is all way too familiar. Regardless, I grab a piece of chicken and pop it into my mouth. Oh, this is good. The sauce is much richer than it was last time, to a point where I feel like I'm getting addicted already. The meat tears off the bone easily too, which enhances the experience. I get why people line up for this. Right? It's great. You could have got some napkins as well, you know. Still, no one would expect her to be in that line. I'm sure she stuck out like a sore thumb. It is great, but... Yes? Rika, like... The pieces of the puzzle all start coming together. She looks up fried chicken joints online. She has plushes of cows, pigs and chickens in her room. Her specialty dishes are pork stew, pork satay and stir-fried liver. There's only one possibility. You love meat, huh? The wing Rika's raised into her mouth freezes in the air as she begins trembling. An expression of grief washes over her face. She holds that awkward yet impressive pose. You figured me out. I mean, it was kind of obvious. It's fine. Just eat already. Oh, okay. Rika finally drops the chicken into her mouth. For goodness sakes, a delighted smile forms on her face. And immediately following that, she looks dejected. What an odd girl. I knew you'd figure out eventually, but I thought I could keep it hidden for a little longer. It was pretty obvious. Masaya-san, is it wrong that I love meat? Watch what you say! Huh? Well, I mean, it's strange, isn't it? For someone to love meat this much. I don't really think so. I love meat too. It's a little unusual to be obsessed, but not unheard of. I don't judge her for it. Anyway, what a relief. She looks really, really happy right now. I didn't know what I'd do if you thought it was strange. This is such a relief. Plus, knowing that you love me is just as much makes me so happy. Right. Why don't you try one of those salted... Wait, Masaya-san? Rika goes off into her own little world and starts rambling again. But she suddenly stops once she notices the expression on my face. You know, Rika. Yes? You're a real airhead at times. It's adorable. Aww. Rika trembles. She slams her body into mine. Sorry. I apologise, but she doesn't stop. Oh, this is embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. She keeps repeating to herself. We sure brought a lot. More than I thought we would, even. I'm just glad we managed to fit everything in one bag. Now all we have to do is separate our stuff when we get home. Being neighbours sure comes in handy, yeah. So is this the shop we're going to next? Yes, that's the one. If we walk straight, Rika points directly ahead. According to the map, it's only a few hundred meters away, so we should arrive soon. Rika and I walk by the arcade! The arcade, man! We came here with Asuka and Misaki, didn't we? I'm holding our bags, but Rika is staring at it as we walk. What, want to get something out of a bag? Oh no, that's not what I was thinking. Shouldn't I carry some of our stuff too? Nah, it's cool. It's not all that heavy, so I'm good. I mean, I'd like us to hold it together. Oh, I see, holding hands and all that simultaneously. That's what you mean? Sorry, you don't have to apologise. Now that I realise what Rika means, I temporarily let go of the bag. Then, I'll link it between our held hands. Is this what you wanted? It is. Seems I did the right thing, since Rika's aiming a beaming smile at me. Aww. It feels like we're a real couple now. I love it. Yeah, same. Wait a minute, which way is... Oh, wait, our character is facing the same way. I was thinking, we can't see his face, but is he actually going the right way? We hold hands all the time, but this slight change is enough to make it all feel new exciting. All new and exciting. I've always wanted to try this. Yeah, I know what you mean. I start thinking about how incredible it is to have a girlfriend. Even small, inconsequential things like this actually make me stupidly happy. It's what you call the little things in life. But now that we're at this point, I have the urge to go further. Rika, there's something I'd like to do. Oh, sure. I want to change the way we're holding the bags. You do? Yeah, let's try this. Interlocking fingers. I'll link my fingers with Rika's as I hold her hand. Now we're holding hands just like they do in the movies. If you want to say something, go right ahead. No, I'm good. Hehe. Maybe we should stop. Huh? But we just started. Let's stay like this a bit longer. If you laugh again, I'm stopping. Sheesh, I won't laugh. It's just... I'm so happy right now. Ah. Kind of feels like you've got me totally whipped, Rika. You're just imagining things. Ah. And now we're home. Man, time flies when you're having fun. Time flies when you're on a date. I've never experienced... Anyways, it sure does. We continued shopping for a while, then had some tea while chatting. And before we knew it, it was evening. Time really flies when you're having fun. Flies. Flies, that phrase feels truer than ever today. Do you want to talk through our windows later? Actually, do you still have time today? Huh? Yeah, I've got nothing planned. Then there's something I'd like to ask of you. Wow. And we get to see a portrait of a protagonist's face. That's not allowed. You can't have the protagonist's face in a visual novel. That is just like a simple rule of any visual novels. You can't expose the identity of the protagonist. Rika's request is a simple one. She just wants me to watch her practice. We've flown the whole way home together, but something feels special about us practicing now. We change to our practice gear, then once again take to the starry sky. That's it. Stabilize both your legs. Go slowly. Okay. I support Rika's back as I check her form. Don't move your arms to fix your balance. Shift your center of gravity to keep yourself stable. Understood. We do our regular practice session, then continue our date by flying further than normal. I think you are giving her some preferential treatment, for goodness sakes. You said you wouldn't do that initially, but now you are. Have you ever been to that mountain over there? Yeah, I used to go play there all the time. There's a lighthouse that looks real beautiful. Shall we go take a look? Sure, let's go. Let's go to the lighthouse. It's been ages since I've had this much fun. Rika suddenly mutters those words as we're flying around. You're talking about our date? Rika nods. I spent so long working at Takafuji. Well, yeah, but you must have gone out with friends and stuff, right? Rika seems to get along with other members of her club during practice, so I assumed they were friends. They didn't seem to be faking anything, at least. I have, but I've always put the club first in my mind. I see. I thought she was getting along with her friends at Takafuji, but maybe that's not the case. The thing is, in order to put the club first, you need to put your friends first. Actually, I don't think that's quite right. Even when she hangs out with her friends, because this is Rika we're talking about, she probably ends up unconsciously putting up a filter. So I guess having someone like me, who she can just be herself around, is really important to her. I used to have friends like that. Well, this is a surprise. Rika's had a lot of chances to tell me about her past, but she's choosing this moment for whatever reason. She said she didn't want to talk about it until she was ready, so I never pressed the issue. Though, that doesn't mean I wasn't curious. At the last school you were at? Rika nods. I told you I lived in Kanashima, right? Yeah. I had great friends there. Maho-chan, Sushu-chan, Akina-chan. We played FC together at Karishima Central Academy. These just seem like their names out of Steins Gate. And we still keep in contact, so we're all still friends. So when you say everyone before, you were talking about your friends from Karishima. I recall the words slipping out of her mouth and her trying to play off back when she first started practicing at Kunohama. Just now I managed to work out that she was thinking of her friends from Kirishima Central. Yep, that's right. Back then I wanted to show my friends how hard I could work. A happy smile forms on Rika's face, but it soon clouds over. There is one thing that still bothers me though. What's that? I had one more friend back in Kanashima who was really important to me. A girl named Sachan. She was one who introduced FC to me in the first place. Did she teach you? Rika nods. Yes. She taught me about all the sport of Flying Circus, and we practiced together every single day. We went our separate ways when it was time for us to move schools, but at that moment, we made a promise. Oh? It was one of those silly, childish promises. We said we'd continue playing FC, and someday we'd meet again in the skies. She's probably forgotten all about it by now, since this was several years ago. I'm probably one who's still thinking about it even now. I see. Rika's a hard worker. She's the hardest worker I know even. But at her core, she's a lot like me. This is all a pretty name, isn't it? Rika mocks herself with her laughter. I keep my expression still, listening to her in silence. Not at all. Huh? The past is important. It can trap you, but it can also save you. I know that a person's past can be so harsh that they don't want to ever speak of it. However, I also know that the promise Rika made with her friends is something precious. Honestly, hearing about your past has just made me fall in love with you all over again. Aww. Rika's expression makes it clear that she's struggling to remain calm. I love how much you value the past. Masaya-san. Rika calls my name. It looks like she's about to burst into tears. Aww. But there's something more wholesome in that. I pull her into a tight hug, then kiss her as we hover in the air. Aww. Tears stream down her face, dripping onto mine. Rika. Rika? I rub my cheeks against hers as if to wipe away the tears. I want to show her that I'm willing to wipe away all of her tears, no matter when or where. Our lips press together and our tongues intertwine as I attempt to soothe her with a kiss. I love you. I love you so much, Masaya-san. I love you too. Inside her brave exterior sits an incredibly lonely girl. One that simply doesn't move, no matter who calls out to her. She'll say that she's fine, but no one can tell if that's true. Hopefully, I finally managed to reach her. Since now, I'm in a place where I can reach out a hand to stroke her head and tell her everything is going to be okay. Masaya-san, I'm so glad you're here. Nothing particularly dramatic has happened, and no intense calamity has befallen her. But that's exactly why nobody's reached out a helping hand to her yet. They all thought she was fine. A facade. A brave face. She was so good at hiding her feelings that no one thought it was even necessary to help. And that's why I decided to put everything before everything. From now on, I'll do everything for her. What is an honor student? What does it mean to be a good girl? What is a genius? How could you possibly say someone's been blessed? There are tons of things in this world you can't understand until you're right beside them. The two of us continue to kiss and seemingly melt together. You could even say we're getting to know each other all over again, understanding the past that brought us to this mutual present. We can understand each other through more than just words, and so our kisses drag on endlessly. After our date, we return to my room. I sit down on the bed. Instead of sitting beside me, Rika plops herself down between my legs. She has a habit of snuggling up to me whenever we're alone. It's pretty damn adorable. Aww. I stroke her head and rub her shoulders as the two of us look through a fashion magazine. Say, I was going to get you a present, Rika. What do you want? Is she asleep? No, kisses don't count. I couldn't stop myself after the look she gave me. I think I'll be happy with anything you gave me, Masaya-san. Come on, don't just say that. There must be something. I just mean I'll be fine with whatever you buy. As long as you keep me in mind and think it over carefully, I'll be the happiest girl in the world. Just imagine you do that makes my heart all fluttery. Suddenly picking out a present for you has turned into the hardest task in my life. I might even mention it on my blog. You don't have to announce it to the whole world. It's like a wish list! I was just joking. Only joking. Rika pokes her tongue out mischievously. Is there something you'd like, Masaya-san? I think about it carefully. But as do, I see the fashion magazine. You look great dressed up as You'd look good dressed up as Santa in a miniskirt. Huh? Or a policewoman, a nurse, a businesswoman in a suit, even a chairman with red-rimmed glasses. This isn't Team Flay, from Pokemon. What are you talking about? You're incredible, Rika. I think you look good in anything. You're dressing me up inside your head, aren't you? Sheesh, all I did was ask what present you'd like. Yeah, that's the whole point. There's literally no better present. So this is what you're into, huh? I can sort of understand the appeal of cute uniforms, I suppose. I see. It's almost weird how okay you are with all this. I was just thinking that I should keep that in mind before I settle on a job. Don't base your life on that. But you're already the most important factor in all my decisions, Masaya-san. I'll do anything to make you happy. I'm happy to hear that, but she really shouldn't be basing her career on my fetishes. You already done tons for me, Rika. But it's not enough. I don't feel satisfied. I get the feeling that I should drop this topic before I do any serious damage to her. I've got it! Do you mind listening to my biggest request of all? Your biggest? Okay, if it's something I can do, I definitely will. I spread out on the bed and stretch my out my arm. Aww. What? Is this an arm pillow? Is that what you want to do? That was the plan, yeah. Does this mean you're fine with me resting my head on your arm, Masaya-san? Yeah, my arm's your pillow. Okay. Rika gives me an enthusiastic nod. Where's Rika gone? Rika's parents say. In that case, here I go. Rika's eyes glisten as she nuzzles her head into my arm. Her scent, which is tended to be a lulling scent of her shampoo, gets my heart racing. This is such a precious moment. Rika giggles as she bounces her head on top of my arm. The fact that you're doing this for me is, well, I think it's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. Though honestly, it's really no big deal. Oh, but it is. I'm delighted. I've never done this before, so I don't know if I got my arm in the right position. Maybe there's some special trick to this I haven't figured out yet. This is my first time as well, but I'm sure we're doing it right. She nuzzles her head into my arm again. Your arm makes a wonderful pillow, Masaya-san. Let me know if the bones dig into you or the bumps on my muscles feel weird. Oh, don't worry. Everything's fine. Rika immediately shakes her head to ward off my concealed words. My head isn't too heavy, is it? I wouldn't want to give you... I wouldn't want your arm to go numb. I'm totally fine here. She rolls her head around on my arm in an attempt to confirm my answer. It's weird. Having my head on your arm makes me think of how manly you are. What do you mean? It feels much thicker and longer than my arm. Plus it's all firm and muscled. It makes me feel safe and... aroused. Wow. Aroused? No, not that. Rika's eyes shoot wide open as she panics. No, that wasn't what meant. Oh, well, that was an extreme version of what I actually meant to say, so let me correct you. Please, you have to. Okay. Well, it excites me. That's fine, right? Yeah. Sounds pretty innocent to me. Rika's brows crease as she thinks to herself. But it's all very relieving. How does it make you feel? It feels relieving for me too. I'm relieved that it's relieving for her. Rika breathes a sigh of relief. Well, I'm relieved we found an answer. So you were saying this situation gets you all excited, right? Gets you all... I'm just kidding. Yes, is that strange? I don't think so. Yeah, of course it isn't. Any normal person would be excited by the chance of being by your side, your Messiah. I'm pretty sure most people wouldn't, actually. Like, 99.99999999999% of people, even. This situation has me curious. Does being this close to me excite you? It definitely does. Thank goodness, I was getting depressed there, thinking I was alone on that front. She gives me a pointed look. But please don't misunderstand. I really am happy that we get to do this together. Same here. Right? Back on topic, though. My arm isn't too hard, is it? It's not hurting your head or anything. Rika aims a gentle smile at me. It's just perfect. Like it was made for my head. Aww. That's a wonderful phrase. She lies on her side to get an unobstructed view of my face. I'd love to use your arm as a pillow every day. I'm certain it will help me sleep better. Sounds like this was a successful experiment then. I want to take your arm home with me. You're starting to sound kind of creepy. What? You mean you can't just detach? Obviously not. Rika breathes a short sigh. I can't believe I'm beside you in bed. Use your arm as a pillow. This feels so surreal. Really? Yes, really. Rika chuckles. It's hard enough to believe we're actually dating and now we're doing this? That's why it doesn't feel very real. I don't know about that. I'd say this is all pretty vivid, and I'm glad that we're going out too. Rika pouts. Come on, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm glad we're going out too, you know? It's just that this all feels strange. You think? Do you ever think we'd end up like this after how we met? I definitely didn't. Obviously not. Well, actually, maybe there was some small part of me that did. Did you feel that way from the moment I moved in next door? Nah, I can't say it was love at first sight or anything. Maybe it was the soap opera one you over. Though Masaya-chan would probably be furious if she heard that. Huh? The food didn't make me fall for you, Rika. Rika nods to herself. Well, then it must have been when you peeked on me changing, right? Oh, come on, it sounds like you're assuming that's the case already. I start speaking all formally, feeling guilty about peeking on her, even though it was a complete accident. I'm sorry. Rika presses her head into my arm. There's probably no point bringing this up now, but I really didn't like you at first, Masaya-san. Yeah, I know. I could tell. Like your face kind of crumpled up whenever you saw me. I just didn't know what kind of person you were. It was all a misunderstanding. Well, there was also that time at training camp where you left as soon as humanly possible. I was trying to get you to stop teasing me. Rika pressed her head back against my arm like she was trying to crush it. Like I said, I misread your personality entirely. I had no idea you were so kind. Right. That's kind of embarrassing. Not really sure how to react. She glares at me. I know now that you're just teasing me. Rika's overly straightforward nature makes it hard for her to keep her emotions in check, which caused a lot of trouble. Her personality might not ever change, but I feel like things are at least holding in a positive direction. So I feel like I was very rude to you. That's why it's so strange that we're in a relationship now. I guess, but hey, maybe you need a little conflict to make relationships work. Oh? Like, two people never agree on absolutely everything, so being able to make up and still love each other after a fight is a mark of a strong relationship. I guess you're right. The smile vanishes from Rika's face as she reaches out a hand and places it against my chest. What's up? She's gently stroking my chest with her fingertips. I want to talk about FC. Is that fine? Sure, go for it. Am I, getting stronger? You sure are. Anyone who knew you before would say the same thing. I wasn't trying to suggest I'm worried about your coaching or anything. It's just, I've been doing everything as you've instructed, but I can't really tell, which makes me feel anxious. Sorry, I can't really explain it. It's fine. Honestly, I doubt many people could even explain it that well. You're getting stronger, Rika. You can trust me on that one. Okay. Thank you very much, but... Rika falls silent, wonder what she wants to say. Is this about Kawabochi? Yes. I can't stop thinking about her. One of the main goals of our practice is getting rid of Rika's anxieties. Maybe it hasn't been working well? I can't forgive her for what she did to Shantoin-san and Asuka-san. Shantoin-senpai, I mean? I know. I'm with you there. That's not all, though. My playstyle is completely different from hers, which is what bothers me so much. Rika's style has become less obvious recently, but she's still a very by-the-book player. On the other hand, Kawabochi plays rough, to put it mildly. Honestly, I'm scared of Kawabochi. Makes sense. I know I have to get over it, and that's what we're training for. But part of me is still terrified of her. The day Kawabochi gave Shantoin-san and the rest of the Takafuji team concussions. I hugged Rika as she trembled. Our anti-Kawabochi training plan may be helping somewhat, but it's clear some of that fear still resides within Rika. Why do you think Kawabochi-san chose that playstyle? I'm honestly not sure. If she'd just chosen to play rough, I can understand why, since that would increase her chances of winning. Wait, really? Yeah, amateurs tend to look down on people who play dirty, and there's barely anyone willing to teach that style, so stuff like that is usually only used by pros. Right. And because barely anyone plays that way, no one trains to specifically counter it. That means if you choose to play dirty, you have a much better shot of winning. Throwing in the occasional rougher tactic like Shindu-san is one thing, but if you completely devote yourself to the craft, it's hard for anyone who plays fair to beat you. Thing is, it doesn't seem like Kawabochi's concerned with winning at all. You're right. In that last practice match I had with Asuka-san, she tried to mimic Kawabochi-san's style, right? Yeah, she pulled it off pretty well too. You even said her playstyle was fundamentally the same as Kawabochi-san's. Fundamentally the same? Oh, I get it. I'm a total idiot. I've just been contradicting myself. Oh? Her style was fundamentally the same, but there was an obvious difference. Right. Rika's face tenses up. Asuka-san was playing to win, her provocations included, but I don't think Kawabochi-san cares about winning or losing. Come to think about it, she did teach so much that she got kicked out of the summer tournament. She made sure her floats bumped into her opponents right after the start of the match, and because of the timing, the referee was bound to see it. If she was trying to use that technique to gain an advantage, she would have saved it for a dogfight to make it look like an accident. If she was trying to win, doing it at the start would have been a dumb idea. I didn't see the match, but I heard about it from Shatowin-senpai. If I was in her opponent's shoes, I wouldn't have known how to handle her at all. Most people train as hard as they can to win matches, but Kawabochi doesn't care about that in any way, shape or form. But now, thanks to you and everyone else who's practiced with me, I'm confident that I can hold my own against a rough player. But when it comes to an opponent who's just trying to completely ruin a match, well, the idea of facing someone like that terrifies me. It's better not to think too hard, honestly. What do you mean? All you have to do is win, Rika. Huh? She seems to be disappointed by my comment. Well, I guess that's obvious, but Kurabochi doesn't even care about winning, so how am I... Rika. I stare at Rika as I curl my arm around behind her head to bop the top of it. Masaya-san? Quit thinking like that. You're falling into Kurabochi's trap. What do you mean? It doesn't matter what her actual goal is. If you're already stressing over it, anxious about what she might do in that match, well, that just makes it easier for her to mess with you. Oh. If you get caught up in a trap and read too far into things, you'll end up committing suicide out there. You're right. Kurabochi excels at provoking her opponents, and I doubt that's due to her natural talent. I'm not really sure if Kurabochi's thought that far ahead, but that doesn't change anything. Rika stares at me, seemingly amazed. That was a close call. Sure was. You play FC, Rika. Forget about Kurabochi for a moment. What's your goal in a match? My goal in a match? Well, win, of course. Exactly. That's the very basis of a match. And the reason why everyone works so hard. If you forget that, you'll end up in the same position as Kurabochi. You mean I'll lose sight of the true purpose of the match? And if that happens, Kurabochi will have a huge advantage. I see. I've been worrying about meaningless things this whole time. You have. Listen, winning or losing isn't always the most important part of a match. But if you don't go in aiming to win, then you may as well not participate. I see. You can learn things through losing, or even feel satisfied because you gave it your best shot. But you have to play to win for any of that to happen. If you don't, it doesn't matter how hard you try, you'll never learn and you'll never feel satisfied. Even if Kurabochi's aim is to ruin the match, you have to go out there to win. Okay, I said this before, but you should try to find the fun in your matches, no matter your opponent. I doubt it's easy to actually enjoy a match with a person who hurt Asuka and Shadowin-san, but I still want you to try. I think having the strength to enjoy it is a good thing, Rika. Asuka-san would have no problem enjoying it, right? Well, yeah, that's just how she is. Still, there's no point comparing yourself to her. No matter what Kurabochi-san is planning, I will defeat her, and if possible, I'll have fun doing it. Is that fine? Yeah, that's great. You can do it, Rika. Right. I'll do my best. Rika starts cracking up. What? I thought we were having a serious conversation. She's laughing still. What's so funny? I know I'm the one who brought it up, but it's kind of silly that we're talking about FC while we're in each other's arms. Yeah, this probably isn't what most people would consider pillow talk. It is kind of funny. Still, I think the situation helped me relax and talk about my worries. Thank you for hearing me out. You don't need to thank me. I'm down to hear you out any time. Rika starts stroking my chest again. What are you doing? Well, we're already down on a bed together, so I thought I'd try to get a rise out of you, Masaya-san. I'd get excited if you were touching my chest, so I figured it might work the same in reverse. You're trying to excite me? Yes. She gives me an energetic nod. So, is it working? Nah, having my chest stroked doesn't really do it for me. It doesn't? If you want to get me excited, then... I turn Rika's face toward me and kiss her. You startled me. This is way more exciting. It gets me excited too. Masaya-san, can I make the next move? Yeah, go right ahead. Aww. Rika presses her lips up against mine. What's with this heaving? Our mouths part, at which point she stares at me through glazed eyes. It's a gaze that turns my heart to mush. Would you like to make out a little? You think I'm going to stop at a little? I don't mind if we don't. Good. In that case... Lots of kissy noises. Masaya-san? Her words cloud my judgment as I pull her into a tight embrace. Yes. I hear water splashing. I'm really sorry. What's Asuka doing here? Oh, right, I see. Okay. I really don't mind. Asuka-san? You're so mature, Rika-chan. Huh? I'm like a child next to you. Oh no, I'm not all that mature. Someone tugging on my arm is enough to bring me to tears. You think Rika-chan's more mature than me? Don't you, Coach? Yeah, I'd say she probably is. No, you're wrong. Asuka-san is far more mature than me, Masaya-san. Maybe. I got her completely covered in mud, but she forgave me instantly. That makes Rika-chan way more mature than me, don't you think, Coach? Yeah. Man, I almost made a sleazy joke that Asuka's jesters were more mature of the two. Yeah, things could have gone real ugly if I actually said it. Are you even paying attention, Masaya-san? You need to take this seriously. I am, but like, why am I even here? I'm in the changing room of the bathroom Rika and Asuka-san are in, sitting on the floor with my back to the semi-transparent door separating us. Not sure if I should feel happy or sad about this situation. You never know when you might need your coach. That's right. We might end up talking about FC, so we need you waiting in the wings, Masaya-san. Seriously? God, I just want to crash through this damn door. But that kill all the trust I built up, so I've got to hold back. Come on, man. A single thin door separates me from two completely... Okay, I feel like I'm about to break out of sweat just sitting here. So, like, are you guys basically harassing me right now? Huh? How? How? Isn't it obvious? I throw her question right back at her. Asuka-san and I are soaking in the bath, while you're on the other side of the door. What part of this is harassment? Okay, well... What if me and Prez were in the bath and you were sitting in the changing room? How'd that make you feel? Huh? I just talk to you normally. If you walked out into the changing room fully naked, then that would be blunt harassment, but since that's not the case, I probably just think you're having fun. What? That's not the answer I expected at all. So then Masaya-san's one who's actually a perverted. What? What? He is? So then... That means the one who's been sexually allowed. Us. How'd you arrive at that conclusion? I'm not thinking anything dirty. Look, just saying that just makes you are. Well, okay, I was, but they're better off not knowing. I'm nowhere near brave enough to let them in on my recent thought process. Then what's the problem? I don't see one. You're right. I want to object, but I know that's pointless, so I just feebly nod. How did it end up like this, you ask? I was in the club room earlier, after the day's practice. I borrowed some DVD from Aoi-san that focused on Skywalkers who fought dirty. Rika mentioned that watching DVDs wasn't good enough, so she asked me to sit with her and explain as the video played. Asuka, who was with us, asked to join in the lesson. But on the way back we got caught up in the rain. Asuka lost her footing and ended up charging headfirst into a puddle. Rika tried to save her by grabbing her wrist, but that only ended up her getting dragged into the mud as well. And as luck would have it, an avalanche of mud went sliding down the slope at the exact moment. It coated two of them to a point where they looked worse for wear than a couple of kids who went mud wrestling. I was just wet from the rain, so all I needed was a towel and a change of clothes. However, the same didn't apply for the two girls. So that's the story of why they're in the bathroom now. And so the two of them decided to take a bath at the Echino's household. Though they only got in after ordering me to wait in the changing room. What the hell are they thinking? It's taking everything I have to hold back myself. Come on, man, stop having those thoughts. I imagine a raunchy when the door gives in, like fall back into their soft. God, I wish that were me. Unfortunately, reality isn't so kind. Anime is so kinder. Man, this sucks. I'm really, really sorry. Oh no, I really don't mind. What's done is done. There's no point discussing it again. No, not about that. I'm sorry I worried you. Huh? What do you mean about the other day? You know, when we practiced the other day, the moment the idea came into my head, I was like, okay, I have to do this. I know everything after that was a mess, so I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Well, you don't need to apologise. I admit it caught me a little off guard, but it was something I needed. I should be thanking you, if anything. No, I need to apologise. I know it helped you, but I still took things too far. But I could tell Rika's been cornered by Asuka's intent apologies. Oh, now I get it. This is why Rika stationed me out here. She wanted me to help. She wanted me here to help to keep Asuka in check, since she tends to get carried away pretty easily. Guess it means I should try to smooth things over. Listen, Rika's saying it's okay, so why don't we leave it at that? But we managed to figure out a way to counter Kawaboshi thanks to you, so I'm sure Rika's real grateful. Masaya sounds right. I feel like I owe you a lot. But I get how you feel, but Rika isn't holding anything of that against you. All those apologies are making it seem like you don't believe her. But I do trust her. Okay, but let's end this conversation here, yeah? Okay, just let me say one last thing then. I'm sorry for saying so many mean things to you. In that case, allow me to thank you for practicing with me. Phew, guess I did a good job. Time to take my leave. There. Eek! Huh? What's the matter? You can't get away from me. No! I hear water splashing out of the bathtub and bodies crashing into the walls. Are you guys okay? What the hell is happening in there? I should get in there and help. I mean, that scream means Rika in real danger, right? But given their lack of clothes, I'm not sure that excuse will fly. Hehehe. Hey! Talk to me, guys. What's wrong? Asuka-san! Asuka-san is... What about her? There's no point calling for help, Rika-chan. Masaya-san wouldn't dare intrude. Aww. Give it up. In a confined space like this, an all-rounder like me has a huge advantage over speeders like you. Eek! Take this, and this, and this! No! Seriously, someone just tell me what the hell is happening. My chest! Asuka-san's... Oh no! Heh. What's happening to your chest, Rika? Asuka-san's fondling it. What the... You've got to be kidding me. I start shaking. Every single hair on my body stands on end. Two girls in the bath right now, with one groping the others. Yeah, I can't believe this is really happening right now. I'm losing my mind. This is the stuff of dreams. Yuri's. Why is such a wonderful... This isn't wonderful at all. Sorry, I misspoke. How exactly do you manage to do that? Sheesh, she's onto me. Better change the topic. Asuka, why are you being violent with her? They feel... I didn't ask for your impressions. Tell me why you're even doing this. She sounds just like George Malloy. Has Asuka-san always been like this? Well, I've never heard her talk about liking blood before anything. I'm sure rumors would have spread by now if she swam that way. When you were speaking for Rika-chan earlier, I realized how well you understood each other. I'm not sure that's how that relates to the situation. Yeah, but it doesn't explain why you're groping her. Well, it made me feel a little jealous. You're jealous? Yeah. I didn't want to let this chance to get even pass by, so I decided to punish you here and now. Please don't. I could stop, but then how would I work out my jealousy? Don't ask me that. Besides, you and Masaya-san are so in sync that it makes me jealous too. Don't resist, just give in. Please let me resist. Masaya-san, what do I do? Well, I can't exactly bust in to help, can I? That would make things even worse. Then you've got to fight, Rika. I do? Right now, you're too caught up in the typical definitions of what makes a person a speeder, fighter, all-rounder. Huh? If you don't show that you know how to deal with dogfights, people will keep trying to pick on you. You need to be willing to counterattack when given the slightest opportunity, or you'll never escape the cycle. You're right, but it's especially true for players who like to play rough. They never give up when they think they have the advantage. You may be a speeder, but it doesn't mean that you can just run away this whole time. Understood. Then I'll assault Asuka's massive mounts too. What the hell? Man, why am I not in there? Think you can take me, Rika-chan? I can. There. Wait, no. Ick! I just launched a feintner. That'll teach you not to underestimate me. Wow, they're so light and fluffy. I'm speechless. Nice. That's it, Rika. Yeah, I bet they're real nice. I've always been jealous of Suka-san's, so I take this chance to work out on my resentment. There's nothing special about having really. But the way you casually throw that out is making me even more jealous. Go, Rika! I'm not sure I should be encouraging this, but I can't help myself. I won't lose! Neither will I! Baths are so relaxing. Yeah, relaxing is one word. They feel really great, don't they? You enjoy long baths too, Asuka-san. Yes, sometimes I find myself spacing out and end up all dizzy from the heat. I can imagine that. Seems like something you would do, Asuka-san. Hey, that means... The two of them have finally settled down to relax in the bath. I breathe a slow sigh, making sure they don't hear me. I can't believe they were, behind this thin door. Man, that was a dream come true. You don't need me here, right? Since you're already here, please stay until the very end. So you really do love Rika-chan, huh? Huh? Why would you bring that up? Because you were cheering Rika-chan on the whole time. It wouldn't have killed you to cheer for me a little, you know. Well, it just sort of happened. Plus, Rika was clearly at a disadvantage. You should just admit how much you love Rika-chan. Please stop. This is embarrassing. Oh, come on. Let me tease you a little. But the way you're blushing is really cute. I'm not. Well, I am, but I need to thank you. Huh? What for? You were looking out for me again just now, weren't you? You know my mental fortitude isn't quite there yet, so you're trying to help me improve it. She was? And who I thought she was just getting carried away? I'm right, aren't I? The two of you looking out for me. Yeah, totally. I was... Man! Stop it! So my mind wasn't all that clear, but I guess you could say that. Yeah, the drawling text to speech. I should have known that Masaya-san is always thinking about FC. That's our coach for you. To think I was just acting jealous, Rika-chan. A dry laugh escapes my lips. I never would have realized I had a weakness like that on my own. Why does she have such a frank personality? I want to improve more. I want to get far stronger. Yeah, and I think you can do it, Rika-chan. So I'll be rooting for you all the way. Thank you very much, Asuka-san. You know, you should be thanking Masaya-san, not me. You're right. You're always looking out for me, Masaya-san. Thank you very much. Don't thank me, Rika. If you wouldn't try to improve, none of my work would have mattered. Really, you should be praising yourself. I don't have so many people looking out for me. Only because you're such a good girl, Rika-chan. Oh no, I'm... how can you be such a good girl? Again with this. It makes me want to continue where we left off. You better not. I'm at my limit here. What's that supposed to mean, Masaya-san? You aren't moving. So you shouldn't be tired. Mental fortitude, for goodness sakes! Well, you know. Man, Asuka's way too innocent. How am I supposed to respond? I think Masaya-san means he's suffering because he's gay. Huh? He is? Guess it might be part of it. It's because blah 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 Asuka-san. Now I think you're pretty Rika. Sheesh, I tried to praise her because I thought things were heading in a dangerous direction, but I just made things way worse. What the hell is wrong with me? I see, I see. What do you see? You're so mature, Rika-chan. Please don't say that. It's embarrassing. Yeah, this is pretty damn embarrassing. And not just you, Rika-chan. I can picture how badly Masaya-san is blushing right now. I am not blushing. Sheesh, my voice just cracked. My bad. I think the two of you need a little more mental training. Aww. I can hear a small giggle escape from Asuka from the other side of the door. When is this going to end? Finally, something else? From either of those two things. The day of the tournament is drawing near. Okay, folks, we're going to be done for today. Done. D-O-N-E. I'm done with this. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll be seeing each other on the next time of Aokana. So we went from rival. Well, actually, before that, possible haters of one another. Or dislikers, anyways. To rival, to friend, to pupil, to couples. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves.